goodness. Hey. 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 Guys, that was how Kuture came to the diary room today to come and tell the most ridiculous lie. I mean, guys, I sat down watching Kuture, listening to his diary session, which is quite brief anyways, but the lies this guy told about the situation with Faith. I did not realize that my jaw had left my mouth and was literally on the floor. Because guys, I was like, and you know what's worse? I was actually eating. I was eating. I was having my first and only meal for the day at that point in time. And this guy was sat there in that diary room and he was lying. He was lying. Oh, hey God, with all form of seriousness, he was lying. And guys, at that point, I was about to put rice in my mouth. I almost choked. And I'm like, what the hell? What the fuck? Hey, see ya. Didn't anybody tell these housemates before they, came to Big Brother's house? Didn't anybody tell them that they need to be careful about the kind of lies they potentially will be telling on the show? Because whether they think viewers are busy with work and other things, so they will not know, blah, 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 so they can actually drive the narratives of what's happening on the outside. Didn't anybody warn them that there are actually people like Glory Elijah? And also, of course, people of integrity like Big Brother that can actually call them out on their bullshit. Because the confidence with which Kuture went into that diary room to spin such a false narrative of that whole Faith situation, oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, I was scared. I was scared because I think for the first time, I had to look at Kuture again. Okay, let's say for the second time actually, because the first time was that night. I think it was it Tuesday night or Monday night when that whole madness happened where he was threatening fire and brimstone on Faith, yeah. But for the second time, I looked at Kuture, like I took a good look at him again. And I'm like, is this how you used to do? Hey, God. Anyways, let me stop wasting your time. Let me tell you what's up, yeah? So the diary sessions, right, started since Tuesday, right? And Big Brother did not finish up until today. So as at this morning or this afternoon, early this afternoon, there were remaining only 3 people. Rude Boy, Kuture, and the head of house, Tracy. And he made sure that their diary session was very, very brief, right? So there was nothing major that they discussed, just house concerns and their own personal concerns. But then Kuture had a similar style of diary session. And when people are asked, is there anything else you would like to discuss? That was when he brought up the whole Faith situation. So this guy, first of all, apologized to Big Brother for breaking his house rules. He was just basically admitting that he lost control of himself, yes. So he was apologizing to Big Brother and he promised that such a thing will never, ever happen again. Something like that would never repeat itself again, which is actually a good thing, right? But then and this was exactly what he said. He said, but then, this was how he started. He said, what Faith did, that it really provoked him. And then he now said that on Saturday, when the housemates were shopping, when they were having their weekly shopping, that it was actually Bright and Dambo's kid that actually pushed for them, that's for their winning team to buy cigarettes. That they kept on asking people if anybody needed cigarettes. Nobody answered. That they now said, now that they are asking if anybody wants cigarettes, if people don't want, you better say you don't want to. Not that when we buy cigarette now, you will come and complain. He said that was what they said. And then they bought cigarettes, and then Faith that did not request for a cigarette initially, Faith that already bought chocolate and this and that out of the blues. He doesn't smoke cigarettes. He just came and said he wanted a share of the cigarettes. That he said he wanted. They said, but he did not order for it now. He said, he doesn't smoke, but he wants it. They now said, okay. They now shared the cigarettes equally and now gave Faith his own share. only for Faith to carry lighter and put in his pocket and went upstairs to go and be massaging Kaikumi's leg. To go and be... He said Faith went upstairs to go and be massaging Kaikumi's leg. He was going to go and do something else. And that was what really provoked him. Guys, today I hear lie. I hear twisting of narrative. Talk about, show me a twisted narrative. I saw it today, live and direct, straight from Kuture's mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, in my dialect, we'll say, I succor. That is how we put it, though. I succor. I succor. Because the noise was too much. Hey, Jesus, help me. Somebody help me. I'm about to lose my mind. Lord have mercy. Guys, when Kuture told that story, as I told you all, like for real, I'm not even kidding you. I was having my first meal of the day at that point in time. I was eating rice and the stew was kind of spicy a bit. And the moment when he was telling the story, I was eating and I was looking like this. And the moment he now landed on that ending of the story, I'm like, I couldn't even scream. Because guys, you people know that sometimes, if I'm watching something like that and the housemates are misbehaving, you hear me screaming in the background of my videos, right? I couldn't scream because this one shocked me. The shocker of the lies was too much. Because I'm looking at this like, I said, okay, calm down, Glory, hold on a second, wait, just wait. Let's hear what Big Brother will say. See, I can bet you that Biggie was just as shocked as I was because Biggie allowed him to finish and said, Kuture. He called him Kuture. The guy answered, yes, Big Brother. That was when he told Kuture that on Saturday, when your team was having your weekly shopping, Faith was the only person who ordered for cigarettes. And those cigarettes are the only things that he ordered for. He was the one that ordered for those cigarettes. And then your team members, they collected those cigarettes, refusing to share. Although he should have given the lighter to them, but they refused to share the cigarettes as he demanded first. Hence the reason he took the lighter. Guys, see ya. Oh Lord, I felt like teleporting myself into Big Brother's office to go and give him a warm hug and say, Big Brother, I love you. I love you. Because, see, if Big Brother had not corrected that twisted narrative that Kuture went to go and spin in the diary room, I'm telling you, you see all those mofos that have been dragging me and everybody else that knows the truth of that matter, you see all those people, they would have had a field day. They would have said, oh yes, we have been vindicated. We said it. Faith is the one that caused the problem. We said it. See, I was so relieved. And then I was able to swallow my rice in peace. Otherwise, I would have choked. I would have choked. Because guys, oh my goodness. The first thing I asked myself was, where did Kuture get this story from? That's number one. And I think it's even easy to answer. It was easy for him to concoct such a story, such a tall tale. It was easy for him to concoct a bloody, blatant lie like that. All for what? Because, of course, now he has presented this image of, oh, I'm a playful guy, I'm the comedian of the house, I'm the clown of the house, I'm very sweet, I'm very easygoing. And then he showed his true colors that day. What he displayed on that day was a combination of his true colors and performative display. Yeah, performative display. He was acting it out. He was exaggerating everything he was feeling. He wanted to prove to Faith and anybody else in that house that was watching that, forget the fact that I laughed a lot too. If you try me, I'll deal with you, I'll beat you up. He was trying to pass on a message. And he knew that he had actually messed up. So he needed something to buffer his fuck up. He needed something to give him a soft landing and to erase, if possibly, the nonsense he did on that day. So instead of him to come clean and accept accountability, like just take accountability for your actions, this guy came with such a ridiculous, the lie. He came with such a lie and it was so scary. Now, briefly, let's dissect this story, this narrative that he came to tell. Let's correct that narrative for the 100th time, because Gloria Elijah has been telling the fact and I have been correcting the fact, and I'm happy that people actually spilled the fact again. So for the 100th time, let us correct the fact again. Now, first fact is this. Faith, just like every other member of his team that won, they had 35 BBNaija. That 35 BBNaija is for your own personal shopping. There's funds for the general house shopping, right? But each housemate has 35 BBNaija. So when the weekly shopping is on, you can decide that, okay, this is what I want to buy, this is what I want to buy, right? So what did Faith do? Out of his own 35 BBNaija, he used only 5 BBNaija, or how much? Yeah, I think he used only 5 BBNaija. And then he bought cigarettes. And according to him, those cigarettes cost 1 BBNaija each. There was a way he explained it. I hope I'm actually explaining it the correct way. What Faith said was he did not buy any other thing because he did not see what he liked in the shopping site, on the shopping site, right? So what he decided to do was, okay, let me do something smart for myself, right? There might be another shopping next week. I might not be on the winning team. Who knows? So let me order for cigarettes, right? To barter with, to do trade by barter. So that if by next week, Big Brother updates the shopping site, there might be another housemate that can maybe buy something that I want. And then if that person is a smoker, we will do trade by barter. I'll give you cigarettes and you'll give me what I want. That is an excellent business transaction. That is what our forefathers used to do in the olden days. They still do it to today. And in such a confined space as Big Brother's house, that is the most reasonable thing to do. Why? Because the global currency of the world does not work in there. Your naira, your dollars, your pounds, your euros, it does not work in there. What works for your immediate needs is your BBNaija, or you do trade by barter, or you steal. Yeah. So Faith devised a brilliant business plan for himself to sustain his own personal needs whilst everybody else was shopping. And he was saying it on that day. Nobody wanted to buy cigarettes. Nobody wanted to use their money to buy some guilty pleasures. So what happened? When Big Brother delivered the food supplies, Kai Ikumi immediately packed 10 of those cigarettes and put in his pockets. Kai Ikumi was the one that started that whole drama. He started that whole problem. He stole from Faith. That is what that means. He stole those cigarettes from Faith. Those cigarettes belongs to Faith. He stole those cigarettes from Faith. So what did Faith do? He knew that it was going to be the whole house against him because there's already been targeted harassment against him. So what did he do? He decided, okay, fine. Let's share it equally. All right. Share it equally. And then I'll bring a lighter, because they did not even know that there was a lighter. So he was one that said, okay, there's a lighter that came with the cigarette. So if you really want to smoke, let's share it equally. And then I'll give you guys the lighter so you smoke, because I don't smoke. They refused at first. They were adamant at first. But then he got upset and said, you know what, fine, whatever. When people are ready, let me know. So he went upstairs. He said he went to do something. Now, they were calling him to come back, that, okay, they've decided to share the cigarettes equally. When he was on his way back, that was when Imisi, who is always disturbing him in that house, blocked his way. Sultana was there. She saw what happened. Instead of her to go and tell them what exactly was going on, she went downstairs to tell them that, oh, Faith does not want to come downstairs. He's just there doing nothing. Meanwhile, she saw everything, because later on she was apologizing to Faith that, I should have just told them what I actually saw. So Kuture was aware of what was going on there. But because these people have already planned to set up Faith, they've planned to provoke this guy, to get him out of character, possibly to get him disqualified, or whatever plans they have, probably to beat him up, whatever. That was their plans. The whole thing backfired. So listening to Kuture come into the diary room to come and tell lies, oh my goodness. Nah. Ladies and gentlemen, I am glad that at the end of the day, Big Brother corrected him with the facts. Because if Big Brother did not, I don't know, maybe I probably would have choked on my rice, but I'm glad that Big Brother did, all right? So I'm going to stop talking here right now because I would love to hear from all of you. So go ahead, share your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you guys on another video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.